and instantly bounce back, okay? Because it's all our side. We bring our fire and energy, play to our potential, we have it. Let's go.
Hey guys, Coach Kelsey here with our series on shifting from a performance identity to a peace identity. Last week we did a self-evaluation to see if you may be finding your identity in your performance. Last time we had you do a self-evaluation to see if you are finding your identity in your performance. And I told you if your answer to that question is yes, have no fear, because we will talk about how to make that shift. And that's what we're going to start with today. We're going to be going through the 4 differences between a performance identity and a peace identity. And today we're going to look at the very first one. But first I got to tell you a little story. I'm one of 4 girls, so I have 3 sisters. My youngest sister, Haley, was in kindergarten. And she went to school and had gym class one day. And later on, the gym teacher told my dad this story. She said that during class, all of a sudden, these kindergarten students started yelling out what their dads did for a living, what their job or career was. So one little boy yells out, "My dad's a doctor." Another kid yells out, "My dad's a lawyer." And all of a sudden, my sister Haley yells out, "My dad makes pizza!" And all the kindergartners said, "Yeah!" and got so excited about this. Now, the reason I tell you this story is, well, one, my dad doesn't make pizza for a living. However, Chef Boyardee has this homemade box mix where you can make pizza. And my sister, who was, 5, 6 years old at the time, had seen him do that. So she saw something my dad did and defined him by it because that's what she could see him doing. Well, our first difference between a performance identity and a peace identity is that a performance identity says, "I am what I do," whereas a peace identity says, "I am a child of God." One says, "What I do dictates who I am," and the other says, "Who I am is whose I am." 1 John 3:1 says, "What great love the Father has lavished on us that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are." I want to walk you through 4 questions this week. And these are questions that I want you to discuss with family, friends, teammates, somebody that you trust. And today I'm going to answer these questions with you. So I'm in this with you too. The first question is, in what areas of your life do you start to define yourself by what you do? For example, for me, this tends to be my role as a coach and my role as a mom, where I'll start to struggle with this. The second question I want you to talk about is, why would defining ourselves by what we do make life challenging? And for me, I can say from personal experience, well, what we do day in and day out, that could change, or to what level we're performing could change. I one day might think I'm rocking it as a mom, and the next day I'm buying a dog costume for my baby's first Halloween, which may or may not have happened, but that is besides the point. But you get what I'm saying. That could change day to day, my level of performance. The third question I want you to discuss is, when you think about being a child of God, what emotion comes up in you? What do you feel? And for me, I feel a sense of peace wash over me, and I feel a strong sense of security deep within. The last question I want you to discuss is, when you're out there playing on the court, you're playing the sport you love, how would your performance change, or how would things look different if you were playing out of being a child of God rather than defining yourself by what you do? Now, I'll be transparent with you. In my athletic career in high school and college, I never quite got this peace identity thing figured out. And that's why it's such a passion of mine now as a coach to help athletes embrace this and recognize that they're not defined by their sport. But when I think back on my athletic career, if I were playing out of being a child of God and that being my identity, I can tell you that I think I would play more relaxed. I think I'd have a lot more fun. And to be honest, I think I'd play better simply because I was relaxed and enjoying what I was doing. And research shows that we actually perform at a higher level when we enjoy what we're doing. So I want to encourage you to have this discussion this week, and maybe you can relate to even some of the things that I've shared today. But just a reminder that this is only the first key difference. The next 3 are coming up.